Hey guys, Chlorine King here. In this video I'm going to show you how to remove the electrical from your old pump, cut it out, and then also replace the electrical or reinstall the electrical on your new pump. Please keep in mind this is in a equipment overhaul. I'm redoing the entire pad here, but the basics remain the same. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is cut the power off to the timer and breaker. So go ahead and shut the timer off. Go ahead and flip the breaker off. Now I just go ahead and flip all the breakers off just to make sure there's no power anywhere inside this breaker box, because we're going to get inside of this in a bit. And then also one other thing I'll do is check with the voltage checker. So all this stuff is off, so we're good there. Alright, so now we're going to unhook the pump from the electrical. So the first thing we do is go ahead and undo the back here. Pull this off. And again, better safe than sorry. Voltage checker. I know it's ground, but still do it anyways. So we got nothing there. So it's okay to go ahead and remove these. Just take a screwdriver, flathead. Always go with insulated. And we're replacing the pump, so we don't need to worry about the screws. And then, because of our install, we're adding a salt system. So we're going to need more bonding wire anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this instead of trying to mess with this corroded screw. I'll just go ahead and take wire cutters and cut that off. Now we got all that disconnected. Undo the liquid type fitting. Let's get over here to make it easier for you guys to see. And you pull that through, and that's how you undo the electrical for the pump. And now for the fun part, we get to cut everything out. One thing I would always do is bleed the air out of the filter. It helps everything backwash into the pool as far as getting all the water out of the pipes and into the out of the pump. So do that first, and then now we get to cut away. Just one little word of caution: when you're cutting a lot of old pipe and you're using that electronic pipe shear, just be careful. Make sure that you have plenty of room in case the pipe breaks. You see that suction pipe there broke a little bit, so I wasn't too worried about it. That's why I went ahead and used it, because it's a lot quicker. But if you got to make an exact cut with zero room for error, definitely use a manual shear or a Sawzall or something like that. Now we're about to shovel. It's really important to note to be careful when you're digging, to make sure that you're not hitting any lines, electrical lines or other plumbing lines. So just be careful when you're starting to dig. And obviously make sure you don't hit any of the pipe either. That would be no bueno. Alright, so we got the ground dug deep enough. We're going to guesstimate what would be a good depth to cut it below the ground. And we'll go ahead and going to use my little Sawzall here to cut this go around, so I don't accidentally crack the pipe and go too low. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so now we're going to clean the pipes. What we need for that is clear pipe cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and use that, clean all 5 pipes really good. Go down enough to where the the coupler's going to go on there, or actually the reducer in this case, and make sure it's nice and clean so the glue adheres the best. As you're doing this, you'll see it start to come off slowly, all the dirt and grime. You actually pull off the ink on the pipe too. It's really strong stuff. Just keep going. Eventually you'll get everything perfectly clean. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put on these 2 to 1.5 inch reducers. So it slides on here for the 1.5 inch pipe, and then we're also going to take this coupler here and it's going to fit in like this. So that's how we're going to get our change from 1.5 to 2 inch pipe. So first things first, we want to go ahead and we're going to be using purple primer for this, and then also the heavy blue glue, just because it's all underground by code. you got to have the purple primer on the pipes anyway, so you know that you use the primer before the glue, and the extra blue glue just because it's under the ground. We don't want to have to dig it back up, so we want to make sure the seal is perfect. So I want to take the purple primer here, and so we're going to go ahead and put it on the 1.5 inch pipe first. So we're going to go ahead and just do that, and also right here. Now I got all 5 done. Now we're going to take the coupler, do the same thing, and put them right up here. So do the coupler here, primer down here as well. And then again, be as heavy as you want with this. You know, obviously don't make it so heavy to where it clogs anything. I've actually seen glue balls get stuck in 3 ways, or in the pipe itself if it completely comes attached. Let's do the same thing right here. Hold it for a few seconds. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and do all 5 of those now. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and attach the suction valves to the suction manifold. All pipes are level, and so they should look pretty clean by the time we're done. Just again, use the primer and the glue, and just be extra careful with the glue. It'll make it all sloppy, and it'll come out nice. Alright, so the valves are on. Now we're just trying to guess how much we need coming out of the valves to connect to the manifold. So roughly, I went ahead and leveled this piece right here that you're looking at, the white pipe. So it looks like we roughly need about a 4-inch section of pipe times 3. So we need 3 4-inch sections to make it level. Alright, now we got that done, and now we're going to go ahead and dry fit the suction manifold, the top of it. So it's basically going to look like this. So now we're going to build that part, and then we're going to be able to slide it all into the part that's glued to the valves. Alright guys, we're here at the finished product for the most part. Please take note of the length of the pipe here. A lot of people don't do this. The worst thing you can do is have 90s going straight in and out of the pump. It makes the pump a lot louder, and the water cavitates more, and it makes the pump overall just work harder. So it's actually in most manuals, it's in Pentair's manual here for this pump, to make sure that you got a minimum of 5 times the amount of the diameter of the pipe going straight in and straight out. So with this being 2-inch pipe, we need a minimum of 10 inches going in and out. So take note of that. You'll be doing your clients a service and making sure that pump lasts as long as possible. Plus, it won't be as noisy.